Good morning, friends, and welcome to Trans India, Real People, Real Emotions. In the last couple of years, electric vehicles in the commercial vehicle segment have been the talk of town. We have attended many press conferences, and the frequently asked questions have been on electric vehicles. While some transporters in the country are looking at the option of introducing electric trucks in their fleet for last mile deliveries and short hauls, there is a company that is operating with a fleet of only electric trucks. Earlier this week, this company signed a deal with Switch Mobility, a subsidiary of the Hinduja Group, to add more electric vehicles to its fleet. And by 2025, the company is targeting a fleet of 10,000 electric trucks. In this episode, we feature the signing ceremony between Magenta Mobility, an integrated electric mobility solutions provider, and Switch Mobility. Maxson Lewis, CEO and founder of Magenta Mobility, and Mahesh Babu, CEO of Switch Mobility, signed the MOU for 500 Switch IEV4 trucks over the next 2 years. Mahesh Babu explained the advantages of Switch vehicles, and this is what he had to say.
Switch is not a new name. You all know that we are part of Hinduja Group, subsidiary of Ashok Leyland, who have been there in the business for 75 years. But in 2022, we formed a company called Switch, which is a global company. We have buses in UK, we have buses here, and we are running all over the world, about 900 plus buses on electric till now, and we do only electric. First time we are coming up with a LCV, which is from the parent company's platform. We have developed one of the very unique first time high voltage architecture in this segment. Competition is at a very low voltage. We are at 310 voltage systems, which is coming at 7.5 ton category. And I'm also very proud to say our brand is number one in commercial vehicles in India. That's because of that one product which is called Switch EIV22, which is India's first electric double-decker, air-conditioned, running in Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Tirupati, and as well as in Kerala. So it's changing the landscape. So we believe in innovation in products which is close to the customers. The double-decker bus is like, it just take 18% more space than energy than while taking the double the customers, which is about 65 passengers. It gives a fantastic urban footprint. In Mumbai, it's very difficult to get land space. So if you want to park 2 buses versus 1 double-decker buses, it changes the complete scenario completely. So that's where it is. Our biggest strength is our uptime. We are in the commercial vehicle business as a parent, and we are going to be in commercial vehicle business in EV. While there are multiple challenges, people still think of some of the myths of EV. I strongly believe, because I've been in EV industry for almost a decade now, I strongly believe EV is the most reliable product on the road if you make it right. And that's where we are coming from. So all our buses today are more than 99% uptime. And if you go to any STU, satisfying a state government is one of the toughest things. If you go to any STU where we have supplied our buses, they will say Switch buses are the best, because we adhere 100% of the schedule. So commercial vehicle, the basic fundamental thing is the vehicle has to be on road most of the time, and it has to earn money rather than sitting in workshop for doing. So we are good at that. And as I said, we have been awarded many, including most trusted brands. And today, if you look at our brand positioning, within a short time of 2 years, we are number one in CV just because of our innovative products, our customers' voice of uptime, and the way we are coming up with new products. So Switch IEV4 came out of one of that. Next slide, please. So overview is, when we were starting this development, a lot of people said that last mile mobility is on the three-wheeler. So which I was key architect in getting India's first electric three-wheeler in the market, and Maxson was one of the first customers when I was in my earlier tenure. we said this time we'll have to get to the four-wheeler and not with apologetic technology, but with a technology which is state of the art, at the same time economical, what we will do it. So if you look at the IV4, the GVW is almost 3.5 ton, so you can have a 1.7 ton payload, almost 340 cubic feet. I was told in Bangalore you can do even up to 6.3 height, where it gets up to 360, 380 cubic foot. And the range is, we conservatively claim 120 because our assurance, our brand assurance is what we claim has to be on the road. But most of the trials have said it is much, much better than that. So we believe this application is going to kind of look at mid-mile as well as the last mile deliveries, looking at open up a lot of things. And we say this not for EVs because it's environmental friendly. Me and my team can assure you, you will make economic sense for this vehicle. That's what is my first learning when I moved to EV in 2015. Everybody was looking at car. I said, we need to do something on commercial vehicle because the operating cost of the EV is much lower and we can transform the commercial. That's how the first three-wheeler came. And then now we are talking about a four-wheeler. Any product, we believe in technology, and the technology has to be perfected. While we made the first mule of this vehicle 2 years back, we were not in a hurry to get to the market because we are very clear when we give the vehicle, we need to be 99 plus and plus uptime. So we were working on a very good battery, which is a 32.2 kilowatt lithium ion battery, which is long life, and a powertrain which is not less than to any cars. So if you look at the peak power, we are about 60 kilowatt. In fact, if you drive the vehicle, you will see it is even better than the diesel vehicle which is available in the market. My biggest learning is charging. Charging is always overrated, always, or overhyped. At the same time, not very detailed checked. So if you look at our charging, I will come to the slides, you will know we have very specifically kept different types of charging. That means this vehicle, you can take it to, let's say, any Mercedes EQE charging station and charge your vehicle, or Nexon vehicle, or let's say XUV vehicle, or any cars, because it's made on CCS2, which is the first in its category. And we very specifically gave energy efficiency as one of the things, because we have learned a lot in the way the vehicles are done. We have done almost 5 lakh kilometers with this vehicle till now, and even customers have done more than 30,000-40,000 kilometers with our vehicles. So we have learned a lot and made regenerative braking energy efficiencies better so that every bit of energy is saved and create value to the customer. So our intention is to create value to our partners as well as customers. The other important thing which I learned in commercial vehicle is fatigue of driver, because he is our most important asset, and if he or she becomes fatigued, the operating time is going to come down, their lifestyle is not going to change. Our intention is through technology, we'll have to convert their lifestyle. And when we convert their lifestyle, we don't mean just monetary, but we are talking about segment first electric power steering. So the steering is going to be really like driving a car. And then it has hill hold control, it has many features which we are talking about, which will make the driving easy. As such, EV, you are not going to have clutch, gear, shift, and all that. On top of it, it's a touch shift. On top of it, you have electric power steering. So that's going to create driver's comfort, while the partners and the customers get economic benefit. The third touch point is the driver, who is going to work for you for long hours and for long period. And we have given a focus on this vehicle to make sure that he or she is fatigue free while they are in the vehicle. And if you look at it, we have also made it like car-like feeling. So everybody said commercial vehicle will become dirty, it should not be light, it should be hard. I said the other way, no. We want to move the lifestyle of the people or the customers there. EV is a clean vehicle, so we'll have to get it clean. It has to be nice, bright. When somebody gets in, he or she should feel very, very upmarket driving the vehicle rather than driving any commercial vehicles. Okay. The most and critical important thing is data. Why we partner with people like Magenta? Because we both believe that data-based analytics and value creation to our customers is very important. So the vehicle comes with a software platform called Switch Ion, which is making the complete ecosystem, the vehicle, the driver, and the fleet operators in one platform. So actually, you can see all the vehicles, what's happening today. You can dissect it as much as you want. We do a lot of prognostic, diagnostic on the vehicle sitting at our place to make sure the vehicle is safe at your hands, efficient at your hands, and you get metrics which will improve the efficiency of the vehicle. Most of the places where we have driven, drivers play an important role. Drivers' driving behavior plays an important role. We need a one-touch pedal. For example, I have been saying that EV is a one-pedal driving. If you actually don't harsh brake, harsh accelerate, you will get about 12% to 18% improvements in range just by the way you drive it. And that we give emails, we give messages, we send the reports to everybody, and even the operator can see it. And we have seen typically all the drivers do the training in 1 month actually improve about 10% by way of that driving, because it's no more clutch, no harsh feeling. If you just drive it, regenerative braking will create some efficiency, and that's how it's very important. So we have safety alerts, time tracking. The complete data is going to be available to the operators. They can work with us, and we technically take care, and operationally the Magenta team will take care of everything. So this is where our partnership peaks. And I remember there are some financiers, insurers available. My team may not like it, but I want to just say in COVID, such situation happened. And Government of India said that EMI need not be paid for people who are not running it. And most of the commercial vehicle people didn't pay. But some of them were actually running and earning, but they were refusing to pay. So actually, we as OEM, we monitored and then gave that data to the finance team, telling that some of the customers are actually running. This is retail customers. I am sure fleet customers are not going to tell you that. But I'm just saying the power of data, where we have shared with the finance team that these are all the vehicles which are running in field, and hence when they go there, customers are now faced with the reality, not just telling that, okay, government has given, I am not going to pay you. It helps win-win for both of them. So it's data-based value add to each of the stakeholders in the system, and that's what we believe in. The most critical, what we talked about, is advantage of we plugging in anywhere. If you have a 15 amps plug point at your home or any T stall, you can charge this vehicle. The vehicle comes with the charger in it. We also have wall-mounted chargers, which are typically 32 amps charger, and you can quickly charge it. This is available in all our dealerships. It's typically available in many locations. As I said, it's CCS2 charging. You can do Type 2 charging anywhere. And if you want to do DC charging, any cars, any EV cars, you can just go and plug it. In a short time, you will get a substantial amount. So we believe the life cycle of the product can be stretched up to 300 kilometers to 250 to 300 kilometers a day easily if you want to use it. And hence it also pitches between a short intercity trip if you want to use this vehicle, because if you do a 30-minute stop in between, you will be able to do some of the short cities as well. That's the big advantage here. And as I said to you, all this, we are not talking technology where any one of the stakeholder is going to lose money. So we are not going to say you have to pay more, we have to pay higher, everything according to me. But however, there are some caveats to it. But according to our data, and we have done trials even with Magenta, we have sent them reports. Just by operational cost, you will save up to about 5 rupees a kilometer. So if you do that, even if you pay higher EMI in the EV vehicle, ultimately you will save about 12,000 a month. This is what will help us to bring data and work together and do some route planning, everything, vehicle servicing, regenerative, everything will make you to better earn. So this is benefit for both customers as well as this. Next slide, please. So with this, I've covered some of the technology which we are using, our past history of how we are very focused on customer focus on keeping the vehicle up. And the only metric I follow from surveys is this. We need 95% of the vehicle which has come to service station back to customers on the same day. Khan is hearing it, so they are our partners. That's the only metric I follow on to our customers. 3% of the vehicle should go within 3 days, and 2% are allowed to go up to 7 days. And if anything goes above 7 days, it comes to my office, and then we form a crack team to settle it. So that's the rigor and vigor we maintain to make sure the vehicles are up and running, and we are not very casual on anything. So, and that we have proved for last 3 years in the buses. We'll continue to do that in LCV, and that's our track record. So with that assurance, let me introduce IEV4 to you. And before that, I want to say something for Magenta very special. Maxson and we have been working in this industry for almost 10 years now, 8 years. 8 years. I remember the first three-wheeler I have handed over to team Bangalore. We are a strong believer that this technology is going to be the future. And I strongly believe this is going to be the future. There may be many more technologies coming in, but this is not going to go away. And it adds value to everything. It adds value of reducing emission to the city. It adds value to the operations where they will make reasonable money in it and not be spending more for environmental protection. And it adds value to even fleet and corporate owners who are running it, because you are going to get carbon credit. Most of the big players have now committed, including us, that we have committed that we will become net zero by 2047. So similarly, everybody has a commitment, because ultimately the country, as Prime Minister has said, by 2070 we want to be net zero. The country has to be net zero means we can't add any more carbon into it. And most of the places where we are charging our buses, for example, is taken from solar freewheeling. We are looking at around 80 to 90% from solar renewable energy for charging our buses, and we will also looking at how do some of the charging station be supported. So that's the ultimate goal. If we have to do that ultimate goal, we need partnership. And this partnership can happen only with like-minded teams, and we are there to change this place economically and sustainably.
Coming up after the break, the flag-off ceremony of the first trucks and the future plans of the company by Maxson Lewis. See you on the other side of this very short break. You are watching Trans India, real people, real emotions.
क्या आप जानते हैं एक ट्रक ओनर के लिए सबसे मुश्किल काम क्या होता है? अपने ट्रक के लिए रिटर्न लोड खोजना।
पर अब ट्रैकिट ट्रांसपोर्ट मार्केट ने इसे आसान कर दिया है।
वो कैसे?
ट्रांसपोर्ट मार्केट टाइम पर ट्रैकिट ऐप में आए हुए लोड पर अपना बेस्ट रेट भेजें, माल की डिलीवरी की डेट और टाइम सिलेक्ट करें और सबमिट कर दें, और ऑर्डर कंफर्म होने पर व्हीकल असाइन करें। है ना आसान? तो देर किस बात की? प्ले स्टोर ऐप पर टाइप करें TRAKET ट्रैकिट और डाउनलोड करें ट्रैकिट ऐप।
स्कूल बच्चों का दूसरा घर होता है, और इस घर का ख्याल रखना एक प्रिंसिपल के लिए आसान नहीं। पढ़ाई के साथ बच्चों का आराम, उनकी सेफ्टी, छोटी से छोटी चीज़ मेरी प्रायोरिटी है। वैसे ही स्कूल बस चुनना भी एक बहुत बड़ा डिसीजन था। पेरेंट्स का पीस ऑफ माइंड, मैनेजमेंट का भरोसा और बजट साथ लिए चलना पड़ता है। इसीलिए कभी कभी फर्म भी बनना पड़ता है। आखिर कोई अपने बच्चों की जिम्मेदारी मुझे दे रहा है, तो कोई बजट की। लेकिन इतने सालों में एक चीज समझ आई है, अगर सही डिसीजन लें तो सबसे ज्यादा प्यार भी प्रिंसिपल को ही मिलता है।
चुनिए महिंद्रा क्रूजियर स्कूल बसेस। यह है मजबूत ट्यूबुलर स्ट्रक्चर, एंटी लॉक ब्रेकिंग, एंटी रोल बार, पैराबोलिक सस्पेंशन, IMAX, वाइडर सीट्स और बेस्ट इन क्लास माइलेज के साथ बच्चों के लिए सेफ और बाकी सब के लिए सबसे स्मार्ट चॉइस, महिंद्रा क्रूजियर स्कूल बस।
Welcome back to Trans India, real people, real emotions. Maxson Lewis has been a fan of electric vehicles for many years now. He takes us through his journey and his future plans. This is what he had to say.
Electricity is the new oil, right? So if anyone was waiting and thinking, and I remember Mahesh Babu and I, we go long back and we were talking about those years, 8 years ago, electric vehicles is a revolution waiting to happen. And there are many times a conversation used to happen about what is electric vehicles, where it will get charged and all of that. But today, we are at a point in time where electric vehicles is in your decision point is where we have come to a point. Earlier we used to say, what is electric vehicle? Then a time came, electric vehicle versus diesel vehicle. Today the question is by default, why not an electric vehicle? I think that has already happened. It's just a matter of thinking in where in the ecosystem is working out. So I just thought I'll start off with that, and today's day is important for us all. We had a choice to do this event in a very different way, but we thought if it's an ecosystem play, all the partners of the ecosystem need to be in the room. There need to be conversations, there needs to be a discussion, right? And hence you will see a very different way of this event, right? It's all of us here. So I would encourage all of you to be talking to each other, discussing, finding out new ways of how we can decarbonize logistics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a slightly ecosystem view, and I'm also going to give a flavor of what Magenta is, because it's important for all of us to know what we are trying to do. But I will try to stay away from Magenta as a company. I'll try to see more about the EV ecosystem. So here you go. Magenta, we are in the business of empowering clean mobility, and it has multiple facets to it. Before anything, this is one slide I believe is important for us, especially in the electric vehicle space. There are 3 non-negotiables with us: safety, quality, and integrity. We will stay away from business if we do not meet up these parameters, right? So we always start off with this slide, and today is not going to be any different. Let me talk about the last and mid-mile logistics sector, and I thought it was important for us to kind of think this a little bit more than what we are used to. How many of you all have actually ordered a package? And many of you, because many of the clients are there in the logistics sector. Just a quick point. How many of you have ordered a e-commerce delivery at your home, be it an Amazon, Flipkart, in the last 60 days? How many of you? Right? Okay. The next time you open a package, remember, you've added half a kilo of CO2 emissions to the environment. This is statistics, and that is not the full logistics. It's just the last mile logistics you are contributing. So the next time you open a package, talk to the driver and ask, why did you come on an electric vehicle? And that's what we are trying to do at Magenta. But I'm just trying to give you a quick numbers. Because how big is the ecosystem? And you know what's happening. Earlier it was e-commerce, now it's quick commerce. Everyone wants things at their home doorstep in 10 minutes now, right? And the size of this market is close to around targeted at $167 billion. That's huge. Right? But I'll come to the other side. And Mahesh Babu did mention about the 3-wheeler ecosystem has grown. It's already the playbook is here. There's no more discussion about it. You want to get into the business, just get into the business. But this is where switch comes in, is the fact that the logistics sector needed a 4-wheeler product. A strong 4-wheeler product backed by a strong company who has the entire network in place. And the next time when we meet up, I think the slide is going to be different. It's going to be talking about the way the 4-wheeler electric vehicles ecosystem has moved on. But I thought it was important to see that this is the kind of the size of the market that we all need to be aware of. Now let me come to Magenta, what we are doing. And it was important for me to reintroduce, and some of you know me in a different avatar, or Magenta in a different avatar, but let me try and just demystify Magenta for you. We are a fleet operator. Electric fleet operator. We only own and operate electric fleets. And at this point, I believe we are one of the largest. We own and operate close to 2,000 electric vehicles, largely in the 3-wheeler space. But we are, of course, now moving into the 4-wheeler space, right? We have done a lot of pilots. This is supported by charging infrastructure. We do operate close to around 90 plus charging depots. But more importantly, we have charging partners with us. And one of them is right here on the table. The JIO-BP team is setting up the charging network for us. So when Mahesh Babu, you did talk about the charging infrastructure, we don't have to look further. We just have to ask them, please can you set it up, and they're right behind us. The third part is the technology play, which is, I'm also going to display some of it, is the fact that you have to remember an electric vehicle is a huge data play. If electricity is the new oil, data is the backbone behind it. right? So we own and we kind of see how this data can be used to optimize logistics, right? So this is what I just thought I'll just give you some statistics, but there was one more important point is fleet utilization, and I'm just taking a segue. Many people think electric vehicles is a difficult ecosystem to manage, right? 85% doesn't happen in diesel and petrol. We are doing it in electric vehicles. I just thought it was important for you to know it because we run that on a daily basis. By the way, we have partners, and HPCL, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, is one of our seed investor, JIO, and with a lot of pride, BP and Morgan Stanley. We take pride in the fact that it's, when you look at Magenta, it's these large ecosystem players working with us, and now we have partners like Switch. I wouldn't want to talk about it, but net we started way back in 2018 odd, and that is the time we were talking a lot about charging infrastructure. That's our DNA. But a lot of work that has happened in multiple cities, and so this is an ongoing. So next time, every time you see a slide, you will see a lot of India's first, including the fact that we set up India's first solar-based EV charging station, the Bombay-Pune Highway EV billing meter. So that's our DNA. So we understand this space, and we work with like-minded partners. This is an important point for me. And I thought it's important to just open up the ecosystem, because the mid and last mile EV cargo ecosystem starts all the way from two-wheeler. This is the L3, you have the L5, LCVs, MCVs. And we are honored to say that in this segment over here, LCVs and beyond, we will be looking at Switch to partner with us, not only in the vehicle that you have right now, but in the vehicles to come. Now, very important to have the financing partners, and some of you are here already. This is who the partners we work with, but we'll be very happy to see you also coming on board. The idea to showcase this is, again, I repeat, it's an ecosystem view. You may have a great product, you may have a great service partner, but if you don't have the financing partner, won't work, right? If you don't have the charging partner, don't work. So the idea for Magenta Mobility as a company is to bring all the ecosystem players together. Where are we right now? I just thought it would be important. We are close to around 2,000 vehicles. We own and operate 2,000 vehicles. These are the cities we operate in, and you will see a lot of new cities coming through. But why I'm talking about this is, you would have seen a display outside, Ab Ki Baar 10,000, that's our motto. We should be having 10,000 vehicles by September 2025, and we are absolutely happy to formally say that it's an AOP which we have signed up, and we'll be growing towards it. So every time you have a requirement of any logistics, and if it is in sustainable logistics, reach out to us. We will have partners that Switch to do pilots with you, work with you. Not everything will be right first time, but the intention will be there to make it right. So the idea will be to work with a collaborative partner-real approach that we want to build. And happy to say that this room, I feel, is abuzz with that energy of multiple players. It's not only about Magenta, it's not only about Switch, it's about us all trying to decarbonize logistics. So just a quick one, we work with a lot of driver partners. Like I said, safety is important. So all our drivers are trained, BGV, all of these, and using technology. And these are actually trained by RTO officers. I just thought you should be aware of it. Just that this is important because in any logistics company, like Girish Bhai over here always talks about, the driver of the man and the van, you can have the best van, but if the man is weak, becomes a problem. You need to focus on them as well. That's what Magenta is doing, right? Just a last bit about the technology play. We draw on the data which is given by Switch Mobility, and we are able to, this is dated, but I just thought I'll take this. We are able to track not only where the vehicle is, but where is it going, etc., GPS, etc. We integrate with the OEM and to identify locations where we can go for charging, etc. So again, I want to talk to you about the fact that no longer is transport and logistics a van, man, isolated, running on the road. Welcome to the world of a connected electric vehicle, and welcome to the world of a joint partnership with Magenta and Switch. And I thank you all for coming over here. I just thought you should just have a flavor of what we are trying to do, and if there is any way we can partner together, we'll be looking forward to.
It is projected that electric vehicles will have a lower TCO over the years, even though the initial acquisition cost is higher. The other concern of transporters, of course, has been the network of charging stations. JIO-BP, the partners for Magenta Mobility and others are building the same, and they are looking to cover larger geographies. We will be keeping a track of these developments. Meanwhile, we will be back again next week with another exciting interaction. You have been watching Trans India, real people, real emotions. Until next week, stay safe and drive safe. Jai Hind.